Alrighty, g'day guys, welcome to another game of Legend today on FBG. Alright, disco, I mean, can't say no, right? Disciple is too good. Have a little bit of mid-game potential with War Chief, but we'll see if we get into that.
Your building is complete.
With probably a reroll, yeah, bit of a rough one. Gate guard, guess you keep a couple spiders. Yeah, here, Komodo Parasite. Fair enough. Witch Dock and like Crusader and Phantom can both be useful, so not too bad. Looks like he's going double Komodo on 2 though, which I'm not a huge fan of here. We got a Thor fighter with pretty good roll overall. Okay, so Teal's roll is good. Not a huge fan of double Komodo on 2 because I think you can just push way more with this. And it doesn't actually have hold potential in 7 or 10 at the moment. Anyway, we'll see how this Warriors goes for us. Hopefully well, of course. I can do Crab, maybe with Wisp on 2, if we're a little bit worried on 2. It's like, it's fine. Obviously I need King Gold to actually afford Crab in the first place, but we'll just see. So Blue's sacrificing a bit on 2 against Race Hand. That's okay. Oh, pardon me, needed to sneeze. Alright. Archer and all fairly low bounties. Alright, so 2 cent probably coming. Doesn't have to be, but I think it's somewhat likely. 60-70 is all like sub 200, right? I think 40-50 is like 150. I think like 150 to like, I don't know, 151 to 200 or something is 60-70. More than that is 70-80. 250 is 100. I think that's how it works. Pretty sure 250 is 100. Anyway, basically what I'm saying is that they had an Archer and 3 lanes that were probably 3-0. So, definitely thinking that a resend is coming on, or that like a send is coming from them. I don't think they're going King after 4. Even though they lacked AoE. Lack of AoE with just an Archer though, makes me think maybe we want to send Dark Trolls 4, potentially. Most melee units dislike the Dark Troll 4. There are exceptions, but there aren't too many. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and Crab here. So Crab has 400 HP. Colts have 80. Wait, seriously? Colts have 80? Just do 5 Colts and it's like actually so much stronger. Yeah, we'll do the Crab. We'll do the Crab. Do 5, because I do still need 2 Disciple and 3. I don't have a good way to get out of that. Unless I send here, in which case I guess I can just push and go 1 Disciple for a bit longer. Okay, but they don't. Interesting. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't send here. Maybe they're bad 3? Possible, I guess. Anyway, just gonna stay 2nd Disciple, nice and easy. 2 and 4-0. Okay, when do you do that? I didn't notice it. But maybe it's good that purple is 2-0 then, because with 3 lanes going 4-0, we're certainly pretty weak on 2. Okay.
Your building is complete. Your building is complete.
Should get some golds in here. Nice.
Your building is Your building is complete.
Okay. So we're doing like largely fine versus any send. A little bit scared of this zombie just because we sort of know how, or at least I've learnt the hard way a few times now that if you put melee units in front of Dwarfighter, you tend to not get very much damage share from the Dwarfighter. Yeah, send here Murgal. Ooh, not fast. The fuck? Okay, well that's like an absolutely troll send from them. So that's really, really good. We're actually slow as shit on 1, so that, and on 2, that Mogul doesn't make sense. It kind of fucks me, but it's a really bad send. Because look at the rest of our lanes. Doesn't fucking care. Doesn't fucking care. Doesn't fucking care. That was so troll by them. Okay, well, whatever. They hate me, I guess. That's why I'm kind of tilted, right? Because it fucked me over. Like, I'm clearing Blood Orc. There's 3 lanes, no AoE, no? It's actually 1. It was 2 lanes, no AoE, yeah. The other one was healthy, though, so... We're not... Like, healthy and... We're damage. Yeah, it was 2 times his, right? It's like only good if the archer's actually overbuilding, and if the archer's actually overbuilding, the game is probably fine. Fine with sending. I just want to make sure we're sending bottle. Thing is, like, you look at the... Go on, lag. Fucking hell. Thing is, alright, I'll show you the issue with Mogul right now. 39 to 53 chaos with 1 speed, and then 63 to 69, so basically the damage number is higher, right? And the attack speed is low or high, I don't fucking know. And it moves fast, so it actually moves and then attacks. Mogul just kind of gets blocked, sits at the back, basically just fucking doesn't do damage. Right? That's the issue with Mogul. It doesn't do damage, so all these like melee lanes that don't care about, well I say melee, all the lanes that don't care about the aura, Mogul is trash. I mean, it says it in the description, weak unit. It is, it's weak as shit. But, when the aura is impactful, it's really good. When the aura does nothing, it's horrible. It's like, I mean, you've heard me talk about Furb on 3, right? It's like Furb on 3, but worse than that. 14 out of 15. Honestly, sure. This just uses up the gold pretty nicely, I guess. Rerolled? Okay. Decent roll. Thought his first one was pretty good, though. Anyway, point I'm trying to make is, I think unless you're like unless you're hitting like AoEs that you know about, and that are AoEs that are bad against Mogul, right? Because things like Aqua does better against Mogul than it does against Blood Orc. It's really Disciple and Archer. It's actually just Disciple and Archer, and like maybe Engineer, but Disciple and Archer are the main 2 that actually struggle versus Mogul and do well versus Blood Orc. Everything else, and this is including like AoE units would just rather have a Mogul anyway, because it does so much less damage. Anyway, we got a pretty disgusting clear with 505 value. Disciple is one of the units of all time. Okay. Thormail's fine here, because we'll have a bit of king. We don't leak too much. There are no Blood Orcs either. And like, their Sem was just a little bit too small. Yeah, and say it's fucking Monkline. And Murgal into that, we could actually almost an FF. No, it's not almost an FF. We send Murgal into the Monk. He's bigger mid, and doesn't have to deal with the Blood Orcs running mid. We can fucking FF this game. Alright, stomp. But luckily we sent Blood Orc. So his mid was small, and the Blood Orcs killed him quickly in mid. Which is what you want from your Blood Orcs. They're good boys. Put a regen in, hopefully we save this heal, but it's close. I think it's safe though, right? Nice. Definitely appreciate saving the heal. With Thormail. And keep some extra heals, it's always nice. They're still upping, so they're doing some light regen for us. Put another regen in now, I think. It'll be hard to send too much on 7, but we can probably firm at Y then if we want to trade some heals. I don't think we can ever go more than that though. I say ever, I think it's very difficult for us to go more than that. Alright, how much should I care about my lane? It's a good question. I guess I kind of care about it. Sure, I kind of care about my lane. So we'll do this. This is just the most convenient way for me to build for 8 specifically. Because this will get me into 4 disciples on 8, which is obviously holding 9. Which will get me into a pretty convenient 7-6 at the cost of slowing my push down. So I could be 7-4 already. But this way just makes it so I get to keep some value, which I don't hate considering our rolls are a bit shaky, like Blue's roll. He's potentially having a hard time surviving at all because he's quite weak on 8. And if he goes for the full push angle, I'm kind of happy to just be maybe like 7-6 building War Chiefs and clearing 14 in the mid game, building Thralls. Yeah, we still leak a little bit here. That's because of the 6 changes, I guess. Which is fine. It's a bit of an inelegant way to nerf Watcher and Disciple, but that's alright. Yeah, Watcher, that's another unit that would rather have Mogul than Blood Orc. It just kills more against Blood Orcs than it does against kills more against Mogul than it does against Blood Orc. So yeah, Mogul's really, really good. It's really, really good in like really narrow set of circumstances. Or it's like great for breaking like Disciple Archer overbuild. It's like fine versus most other AoEs. I say fine, I still think Blood Orc is a little bit better. Or somewhere between a little bit and like noticeably better versus most other AoEs, but if your Murgal is like actually doing a lot of work into an Archer or a Disciple or overbuild, like on 5, you know, making an Archer or a Disciple at 600 plus value not clear, that's, you know, that Murgal is helping. Yeah, so you can sort of, you can send it when it's like doing something to lanes it's really good against, and then it's like fine into the other lanes. But it's just like any of the single target lanes, you just, if they're overbuilding, you just cannot send Murg. Otherwise they get the freest mid, and they just eat creeps in mid. Because there are no Blood Orcs to actually like put the pressure on in mid. Anyway, it's Hermit, +1 Hermit on blue. It's fine, the blue rolled the extra Hermit. Okay, that was mid, cool. Yeah, it's ended up in a nice roll. This, like, the small sends from them made his game pretty nice, right? Because his lane is struggling to bigger sends. Like, you saw his mid on 5 against, like, I don't know exactly what send he got, but I know it was relatively small. It's probably Ferb Spirit, right? Like, if that's Blood Orc Ferb Spirit, obviously not mid. Again, that's just because his unit's not particularly great on 5, but these small sends ended up making a really nice game for him, which is good. And now his roll's quite good on 10 and 14 as well, which is good for us. Another attack. Should have done those ups a little bit quicker. Oh well. It's probably one heal anyway. You can 7-3 pretty comfortably. You can stay 2 if you want, like if it makes a difference. But if it's the difference between 2 Hades and not 2 Hades, sure, but I'm not so sure it would be. Either way, that's -2 there. And it's gonna be -3. Imagine being 2 heals ahead with Thornmail. Imagine. Guess we don't need to imagine anymore though. 2 heals ahead with Thornmail. Yeah, because they lost 1 heal on 5 and 2 heals now on 7. Yeah, we're in a pretty good spot here, which is nice. Not building a War Chief here. Just grab another Disciple. 110. I think I'll just get a Rider here. It's not actually very good, but it'll do some damage share with like this first Disciple. Yeah, Blue's going dead lane, which is fine. His role just like isn't really capable of surviving 8. So it's a good choice by him. But because he's going dead lane, that means I'm more inclined to not leak tons on 8. So I kind of want to just use my gold, build up. 4 Disciple will do decent. I can hold if I'm lucky. Most of the time I probably leak like 6-ish creeps, if I had to guess. This looks fairly nice though. Nice little arc there. So probably actually just going to get a hold because I'm getting a lot of damage off. A lot of the Acolytes are blocked. And even nice damage share between these 3 Disciples. But we'll see. Maybe still not a hold because yeah, the damage is a bit sketchy here. Okay, yeah, so we leak a bit, sure. What, 7 creeps? Whatever. Honestly, it looked pretty good, so I'm a little bit surprised still leaked, but it's fine. 20-30 and 10-20. Cool. Obviously 4 Disciples, I'm just holding 9 very comfortably, which is a good thing for me. So I can just push 7-6 if I want to push 7-6, which I do. Unless we want to actually just all in 10, I want to push 7-6. So the only lanes mid here are the Monk and the Archer. Lockwolf, yeah, Lockwolf is good into Monk, I'm down for that. Good into Monk and like I don't imagine the Archer's really trying to do too much on 10. So I'm happy with Lockwolf. And because it's just Lockwolf, I should be good to go 7-6. Same time, I don't have to go 7-6, but I feel like I probably should. Yeah, I would probably not put it in front. It's just, it really depends on the spawn. Like, if you get the bosses blocked, it'll probably be okay. But, like, all the melee units, except for the gnolls, I guess, all the melee units are really slow. So, and Griffin moves quite a bit before it attacks. So I'd say it's pretty high risk placement. So it's pretty high risk, and, like, you can't really reduce the risk easily. I mean, you can. Like, you can remove the risk by putting, like, if you put the griffin where it was and then a knoll next to the griffin, that, like, 1 to 2 knolls sort of towards the front there will just stall all the stuff. Yeah, 1 to 2 knolls next to the griffin. Just stall all the units. And mean the griffin will survive. And that's like, that's great. Then the issue is like, it's just, there's no point having it in front in the first place then, right? The idea of having it in front is that it tanks one boss and then that boss dies before the griffin dies. Ending another big, I'm down for that. I think Pudge is probably too expensive. Spider was not horrible, but yeah, mostly I'm fine with mass. Alright. I'm just gonna chill on 7-6 for now. I don't imagine I'm pushing more during 10.
Your building is complete.
At the same time, like, I could push more during 10. Having this War Chief doing anything? I guess you have pretty low king, so even just leaking less mass, leaking damage mass, putting some damage on some of their sends, like, those things are actually somewhat relevant when we don't have enough attack to get through them quickly. Sure, whatever, I'll build the War Chief. I don't really know if it's correct or not. I don't think it really matters, though. It's a pretty minor thing. The only time I get to push during 10 is when we have 2 mid, and if we have 2 mid on 10, like, I don't think it fucking matters if I push during 10 or if I don't. How are these guys doing? Yeah, it ended on a LOD, which I'm not a big fan of. I think unupgraded LOD is kind of bad on 10. Leaking 1 boss. Unlucky to leak 2 here, but they're like 26, so it's fine. It's not great that we're all leaking, but as long as they're all leaking as well, we're still coming out ahead most likely. I mean, maybe green is mid is pretty fed, right? But even then, that's alright. And yeah, he's mid, but like barely. So that's fine. Yeah, 9 bosses. Cool, so the rest of them leak 3. Looks like the archer did a bit of damage. Which, I mean, I guess if the other 2 lanes were just kind of out of the game, it makes some sense. But it's always rough being archer and trying to damage 10. Or trying to do like, you know, significant damage 10 or killing bosses on 10. It doesn't tend to work very well. Sometimes you get lucky, most of the time you don't. Makes sense to try here, but it wasn't quite successful. And yeah, they're dead. Only 18 attack. Dead for sure, actually, because that was -4. So yeah, GG. It was a nicely called game overall, that deal, so credit to him for that. Still kind of dirty about that Mogul on 3 from East. It was not only sad for me, but I think kind of let us get really far ahead when we didn't necessarily deserve to get that far ahead. Don't get me wrong, our level 3 was pretty good, but against Blood Orc we can King Lake, and it's like teal and blue in particular, and purple as well, are all struggling a lot more against Blood Orc plus add, like 300 wood of Blood Orc plus add, and then Mogul plus add, and all of them have their full lanes mid, and it just made that sad. But yeah, a little dirty about that, but it's all good. Cheers very much for watching, guys, appreciate it, like, subscribe, all of that. As always, thank you to my patrons, you guys are legends, I'll catch you in the next one, cheers.